My name is Andrew Lohr, Andrew or Ando as my friends call me. I'm from the United States. I went to university at the University of Maryland in College Park, and I work with Power to Change as a stinter. So God called me to Australia through His Word, which was something He revealed to me my fourth year in uni, my last year. So specifically, Isaiah 6:8 is when one of the speakers at Winter Conference, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. So the guy up on stage called up 3 women who were going to stint in Australia, and that's when he mentioned that there are no men up on stage, not because they rejected any from applying, but because no one even thought of applying. And so at that point, he caught my attention, and then he had this call to action speech about men needing to step up in leadership, especially in the mission field. And so previously, the Lord had revealed to me Isaiah 6:8, which is Isaiah saying, "Here am I, Lord, send me." So for months on end, between classes, before bed, waking up, before meals, I was always asking God, okay, I understand you're sending people. Where are you sending me? I'm at the end of my university time here, taking classes, about to graduate. So where do you want me to go, God? Fast forward back to Winter Conference. After that lecture the guy had up on stage, he said, I want you men to think about and pray over Isaiah 6:8. So even though there were hundreds of students there in the crowd, I felt like the only one he was talking to. And at that point, I was sold out. I knew that God was calling me to Australia. So God has confirmed my decision to go stint in Australia. So I graduated college as like this young gung-ho missionary ready to change the world. But when I was having this own agenda of like, all right, I'm going to be used by God to change Australia, He had other plans to change me first. And so by setting me free from the guilt and shame that through my team, through reading the Bible in a year, and through a lot of the students that I was learning from, surprisingly, He was able to just release the bondage that I was in. So as I lead the short-term team in Melbourne this year, I would love prayer for just these next couple months before the classes get started, that we would just be oriented well, because I'm the only returner on the team, and so I have 4 new teammates that we have to gel well together. And as loving the team is part of our job description, it's secondary to loving the Lord, so we have to make sure our hearts are oriented towards God, but also towards each other, because if we can't love each other, if we can't set that example, then we won't be able to love the students very well either. And secondly, I would love prayer for my girlfriend and I. She's still in the US, and so even though we've been distanced for a year already, just because we know what to expect doesn't mean it'll be any easier. Those are the top 2 priorities right now, but if you give me a third, I'll run with it and just say that God will continue to grow the movement, that it won't just stop when we go here, and we trust that it won't, or when we leave Melbourne. We trust that it won't, because God is not a needy God, but He sends us so that we can grow closer to Him, but also that we may be partners with Him. And so we hope that the students grow and they carry on the legacy of the Great Commission to the ends of the earth.